What's up guys, my name is Devin and welcome back to another episode of Footballrs. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 3 different pairs of Adidas Ultra Boost football cleats for 3 different guys. We got our hands on Micah Parsons' pair, Garrett Wilson's pair, and Amon-Ra St. pair. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned to the end of the video because we have some interesting information around the Adidas Ultra Boost football cleat. Stay tuned. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, so here are the cleats we're going to be talking about today. Again, these are Adidas Ultra Boost PE football cleats. These all belong to a player like I mentioned in the intro. This pair belongs to Micah Parsons, this pair belongs to Garrett Wilson, and this pair belongs to Amon-Ra St. First pair we're going to look at is Micah Parsons' pair, of course, in the navy and silver Dallas Cowboys colors, and check these out. Pretty much the entire cleat is in navy, and then you do have the silver stripes there and the silver detail like the Ultra Boost. Also, I love how this part right here kind of has a metallic shine to it. I just think it looks really good. It makes the cleat look a little bit better, and then you have the matte overlay detail kind of going through the entire cleat right there. Also, just in case you guys need proof that these are indeed Micah Parsons cleat, it does say Micah Parsons on there, and these are a size UK 14, which I'm not sure how that translates. Let me check the tag. These are a US 14.5. I don't know if you guys can see the tag, but Micah Parsons has some pretty big feet. Micah Parsons is one of the new members of Adidas. He was previously with Nike, wore a lot of Jordan 1s, and then this past off season, he switched into Adidas. Let's take a look at the traction plate. Now, I'm pretty sure this is the Freak traction plate that they've used on their Freak line, which they've changed to their Adizero Chaos line. I can't quite remember. I will get those details right when I review all of those cleats, but in the front, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circle studs, and then these 4 kind of triangle studs towards the side. And then one of my favorite things about this cleat is these kind of side teeth. So this is really helpful for lateral movement and digging you out when you're too deep. And then in the back, you have 4 more of those triangle shaped studs. And of course, the boost in the heel. So the Adidas Ultra Boost is obviously one of the most comfortable running shoes of all time. So when they turn them into a cleat, everybody loved it, and they are a very cool pair, and I'm glad they're still making them to this day. The cleat itself is one piece, just like the shoe, so there's no true tongue here. It's all one piece. And let's take a peek at that insole. Always fun to do that. Oh, wow. Here is the insole here. It's very soft and cushy. It is a little bit flimsy, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is very soft, and you get the boost there on the heel. Inside the cleat, you guys can see the boost kind of running full length, so that's really nice to have that cushion in every single step, and an explosive guy like Micah Parsons needs that comfort. Taking a look at this pair, it looks like we've got a little Micah Parsons logo on the insole. So again, yes, these are his PEs. These belong to Mr. Micah Parsons. And this is a nice little touch that they've added there. Of course, it's the M logo with a crown. And it looks like you've got some silver lines that are kind of tough to distinguish from the white insole, but overall pretty cool logo in the Dallas Cowboys colors. There's another look at that boost on the insole there, and this insole was glued in before I ripped it out, so you guys probably see some glue residue in there, but still pretty cool. The next pair we're going to look at is Garrett Wilson's pair. Of course, they are green and silver Jets colors, and these are nice. You still have that nice metallic shine on this overlay right here, and then kind of the matte finish on this overlay and all the way throughout the stripes. And here is the little bit of authenticity. These are Garrett Wilson's football cleats, so shout out to the Adidas team for getting us over all 3 of these pairs. This is just such cool stuff and awesome to share with you guys. Also, just a little bit of history about the Adidas Ultra Boost football cleats. Back in, I think, 2017, Adidas released the first Ultra Boost football cleat for the Super Bowl in, I think, 2 or 3 colorways. There's like a white, a black, and then a gray, and all 3 of those pairs sold out like crazy. I actually still have my white pair somewhere. The box is covered in dust, but check it out. So this is the OG all white, triple white pair from 2017. These things are a little bit different now, different traction plate, but still these are the OGs. So this is a very cool pair. So 2017 was the original release, and then they did drop a couple more in college only colorways back in 2022, so that was pretty cool to see. But since then, we haven't seen an Ultra Boost cleat released to the public yet. Now, historically, when brands are considering dropping a new football cleat or releasing one to the public, they'll seed it out to their best athletes first, just like Micah Parsons, Garrett Wilson, and Amon-Ra St. They'll get those cleats out to those guys first and kind of see how the public reacts, and then consider dropping them to the public. I want to make this very clear that this is purely speculation, but since Adidas is starting to get these Ultra Boost football cleats out to their guys this year, are they considering re-releasing them to the public? I think the Adidas Ultra Boost cleats are so cool, and I think they're a really comfortable cleat, and they also perform very well. So I'm really hopeful that this is a sign that they are going to release to the public. Please let me know down in the comments if you tried these cleats, what you guys think of the overall Adidas Ultra Boost football cleat, and if you guys want them to release to the public. I'm really hopeful that's the case. Again, this is just purely speculation based on the past and what I've seen brands do with their athletes. But since they're getting all their guys these cleats, I'm thinking maybe Adidas is bringing these back. Now, I did notice that the insoles on these ones do not have any Garrett Wilson logo. I did have my hands on some Garrett Wilson Adi Zeros in the past, and there was a Garrett Wilson logo, but I know we just looked at this, but the Micah Parsons pair did have a logo on the insole, but it looks like Garrett Wilson did not get one on his Ultra Boosts. Now, the final pair we got to look at is the Amon-Ra St. Brown pair. Of course, they are black and silver. If you guys have ever watched the Lions or Amon-Ra St. Brown, you know he only wears black cleats, so these are the perfect pair for him. Hopefully he actually breaks these out. He's one of the guys that actually rocks a lot of the stuff with this big skill traction plate, so it would not be a surprise if he wore these. But the all black on these is simply killer. These things look so good. And again, if you guys need proof that these belong to Amon-Ra St. Brown, boom, there's his name right there. And of course, the blackout was also a dead giveaway. This is definitely my favorite of the bunch. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I just think these are so clean. The all black with the little silver touches is just so clean. You can't really beat this look. It's always clean to go with all black accessories, and Amon-Ra St. Brown shows that every single week, man. It just looks so good. And of course, you got your little bit of boost in the heel like all these have. The Adidas Ultra Boost cleat, I'll say it again, is just such a cool pair. It's very comfortable. They slip on really nice, and they also perform really well with this big skill traction plate. All right, there you guys have it. There are the 3 pairs of Adidas Ultra Boost PE football cleats. I really hope Adidas brings back the Adidas Ultra Boost. That might even be the title of today's video. These things are so cool, and I think the public needs them. All you guys who are rocking the 3-stripe life, I know you guys want these Ultra Boost football cleats, and I don't blame you. They look good, they're super duper comfortable, and they are an excellent football cleat. Boom. There you guys have it. There's the official unboxing of the Adidas Ultra Boost PE football cleats. Hopefully they do end up dropping to the public. Let me know down in the comments what you think. Hopefully you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos just like this one. My name is Devin, and thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Footballrs.